Hey guys, my name is Levell Zarate from Dawn Scale, the community channel, and I'm here to talk about Green Day and how I feel as if they are on the decline. Um, First, let me get into their three albums they released not so far back. Unos, dos, tres. I really wasn't feeling the punk feeling in these three albums. I'll just put it at that. My favorite album out of the three was Uno, and let me get into why they're in the decline. I feel as if Green Day now they have nothing new to put to the table in the punk scene, and they've been even like they're giving way to a lot of mainstream bands, and I feel as if Green Day's long run is over. They've been making music since the 80s. They've had a good run. They've had great songs. They've had this great music following. They're just this great band, but now they're in their 40s. The punk scene doesn't look as well on them. They have kids. It doesn't match up. Like when I saw Basket Case, I was feeling something different. When I heard When I Come Around, I was feeling something different. When I hear their newest albums, it's like I can't relate with them as much. Not just because they're older, just because I just don't feel like they're on the punk scene as much. Um, Unos Dos Tres are their most recent album since 21st Century Breakdown in 2009. A pretty good album. I have to say I really like the album 21st Century Breakdown. It was a really good album. And it would have been unimaginable as recently as a few months ago for Green Day to release a full-length album featuring a dozen new songs and sell less than 100,000 copies of the album in its first week. It's crazy that they have not sold more than 100,000 copies in the first week. You would have thought that they'd sold way more considering that they're Green Day. They're Green Day, and they really haven't sold as much as they usually sell. And that's just an indication that they're kind of dying down. People aren't really buying their albums anymore like they used to. I mean, when you compare to 215,000 copies that 21st Century Breakdown sold in its first frame in 2009, it just like the drop is just underwhelming. I mean, the three albums was really ambitious, but it's just underwhelming the drop in sales. Um, I mean, and you can say that it wasn't because didn't promote it correctly. I mean, they did announce it. They announced it 2 days before it was released. Um, yeah, that really could have been better. That really could have been better. And right now, the lead singer Billie Armstrong is actually he's going to rehab for substance abuse. So I don't really see him messing around with music anytime soon. And I'm not really sure what the rest of his band members are doing, but it really looks like they're falling apart. I really want to see the best for this band. I really do. Um, on one of the singles on Uno called "Oh Love" it hit #1 on the rock songs chart list. Um, and multiple music videos, and had televised performances prior to the September 2023 announcement, and it just lacked promotion. They announced it way too late. It could have gone way better, and I just was not feeling it. I just wasn't. Their tour got delayed. What they were gonna do for the albums, the tours got delayed. A lot of things were going wrong with this. I mean, like on Dos, their lead single "Stray Heart," it only got played 5 times on more than 1,200 stations monitored by Nielsen BDS for the Hot 100 in the past 7 days. That's just terrible. I mean, The Forgotten of Trey and the Twilight soundtrack garnered 1 play from the same station in the same time period. Um, it's almost a little disrespectful how they're treating Green Day's albums. But I mean, I can't say. I mean, it's a little too late. Um, I don't really know what Billy Armstrong's gonna do now he's in rehab, and I don't really know what he's pushing for. I mean, he said that, quote for quote, I believe people want to hear this kind of music, but people want to hear records that have a story. or maybe they don't. I have no idea. I mean, he sounds a little absent-minded. I hated the album artwork for both Uno, Dos, Tres. I hated them all. I didn't, not gonna lie, I didn't really like it. Um, it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same because in their punk rock ethos, it was like Long View, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, American Idiot album. It was just those albums that really made Green Day, and these just don't match it. I mean, I like when bands make new, they turn to new paths and they look at different ways to make music. But when you look at Unos Dos and Tre, they're just erratic. I mean, they're just all over the place. I can't even really sum it up. So I mean, hopefully Green Day comes back. They bounce back, but they really sound like they're on the decline. They're not really entering the political realm like they used to. Like with American Idiot, they're not really entering that. They're just unsure of what they want this album to be. They don't know what realm they want to enter with this album, and it kind of disappoints because they used to just curse and say redneck America, redneck agenda, but they don't do things like that anymore. It just feels a little dead. Um, I really just feel like it, and they were like really political activists, which is why they were so famous in the first place. I mean, they weren't able to stop George Bush from coming into office, but I mean, they did a lot for America, and I really hope Green Day comes back from this, but as of now, it doesn't seem like it. There are other worlds than these guys. Stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you guys then.